She doesn't fall for what you say. She falls for what she wonders about you. One moment, she's smiling and listening, and the next, she's leaning in, asking questions, trying to understand you. That shift, that spark, it happens when her curiosity is triggered. Not by showing her everything, but by making her feel like there's more to uncover. Most men chase attention by giving too much, too fast. But the truth is, women don't crave men who tell all. They crave men who unfold like a story, mysterious, real, and layered. If you want her to feel emotionally connected, not just attracted, then you have to understand this simple truth. Curiosity builds intimacy faster than charm ever could. In this video, I'll show you 6 powerful ways to use her curiosity to create deep emotional closeness. These are real, psychology-backed insights that can transform the way she sees you, feels about you, and bonds with you, emotionally and intimately. If you're ready to stop chasing and start pulling her in naturally, let's dive into the powerful art of curiosity and connection. Number 1. Give her pieces, not the whole puzzle. When it comes to building intimacy, one of the biggest secrets is to not reveal everything at once. Imagine watching a movie where all the secrets are exposed in the first 10 minutes. Would you keep watching? Probably not. That's exactly how it works in relationships, too. A lot of men, especially when they're excited about someone, tend to open up too fast. They talk about their past, their feelings, and their dreams all at once, thinking that transparency equals connection. But while honesty is important, timing is even more important. A woman feels emotionally closer when she uncovers things slowly, when she feels like she's exploring your world, not being handed a manual. For example, let's say you had a tough childhood. Instead of telling her the whole story during your second conversation, drop small hints. Mention something like, "My childhood made me stronger in ways I didn't expect." That single line will trigger her curiosity. She'll start wondering what you mean. That creates an emotional space where she's drawn to you, not because of what you've said, but because of what you didn't fully say. This tactic also shows emotional intelligence. It tells her you're someone who respects boundaries, who has depth, and who doesn't feel the need to prove himself. It builds your masculine presence while also making her feel emotionally engaged. Intimacy is not a sprint. It's a dance. And, if she's the one asking to know more, it means she's emotionally investing. Give her that gift. Let her feel that discovery. Number 2. Master the art of emotional hints. Emotional hinting is one of the most subtle yet effective ways to deepen emotional bonds. Women are often more emotionally intuitive than men. They pick up on small cues, shifts in tone, facial expressions, and the unspoken. That's why, when you give emotional hints rather than full explanations, it sparks their natural curiosity in a way that leads to deeper conversations. Instead of saying, "I'm sad," or "I had a bad day," you might say, "Today's been heavier than usual, but talking to you makes it lighter." This kind of language invites emotional closeness without overwhelming her. It makes her feel emotionally significant, which builds trust and connection. You're not just stating facts. You're giving her space to be emotionally involved in your world. Another benefit of emotional hints is that they protect your energy. You're not emotionally dumping everything, which can make you look unstable. Instead, you're signaling that you feel, that you're human, but also that you have control and emotional strength. Women admire men who are in tune with their emotions, but don't let those emotions rule them. When she senses that you're not cold, but you're also not needy, it builds a powerful dynamic. She feels safe because you're emotionally aware, and curious because you don't reveal everything. That balance is what draws a woman in. It makes her want to explore the deeper parts of you. Intimacy grows not just in what's said, but in what's felt in the silence. Use your emotional presence like a quiet fire, warming her, attracting her, without ever burning too hot. Number 3. Share stories, not just facts. If you want her to feel connected to you, facts won't do the job. Feelings do. And the best way to transmit feelings is through storytelling. Human beings are wired to respond to stories. That's why we remember movies, songs, and personal moments far more than we remember statistics. Let's say you want to tell her you're passionate about your career. You could say, "I'm very serious about my work." That's a fact. But what if you said, "Last year I stayed up 3 nights in a row finishing a project because it meant something personal to me, more than money ever could." That's a story. And that story doesn't just communicate dedication, it communicates character, passion, and emotional connection to your purpose. When you tell stories, you invite her into your emotional world. You allow her to feel your joy, your pain, your ambition, and most importantly, your humanity. And every good story leaves something out. That's the point. A little detail here, a pause there. These keep her engaged. She begins to ask questions, becomes emotionally involved, and wants to know more. And don't underestimate small stories. Even a memory about your first dog, a favorite place from your childhood, or a funny mistake at work can create unexpected emotional intimacy if it's shared with presence and vulnerability. Make her feel your life, not just hear about it. And in that shared emotional space, she'll find a deep sense of closeness and connection. Number 4. Make her curious about your standards. One of the most subtle yet powerful ways to attract a woman and build intimacy is to live by your values, not preach them. Most men try to impress women by talking about what they expect from a partner. But the truth is, she's more attracted to what she observes than what she's told. Let's say you're on a date and she shows up late without letting you know. Instead of reacting emotionally or lecturing her, you calmly say, "I appreciate when people respect each other's time. If something came up, no problem, but communication matters to me." That moment does 3 things. It shows your standards, it keeps your power, and it makes her curious about what else you value. Women are instinctively drawn to strong masculine energy, men who don't need to explain themselves constantly, but who live with integrity. When she sees that you don't chase, don't tolerate disrespect, and don't seek validation, she will respect you deeply, and that respect is the soil where intimacy grows. She'll start to wonder, what kind of man is this? What does he really want? What are his non-negotiables? That curiosity will make her lean in closer, not because you're being cold, but because you're showing rare strength and clarity in a world full of confusion. Be firm without being aggressive. Be calm without being passive. When your presence speaks louder than your words, she'll want to listen with her heart. Number 5. Leave space for her imagination. Curiosity dies when everything is always available. One major reason relationships lose spark is because people stop leaving space. Texts become constant, calls are expected, time together becomes routine, and soon there's nothing left to wonder about. But when you leave space, you allow something magical to happen, her imagination. When you're not always available, when you give her time to think, to miss you, to wonder what you're thinking, it actually builds a deeper emotional bond. That absence creates value. Let's say you usually text her good morning. One day, you don't. Not as a tactic, but maybe you're focused on your goals or taking time for yourself. That space will make her pause. She'll think about you more. She might wonder what's on your mind, or if she did something wrong, or if you're simply growing. That thought pattern alone makes you more emotionally powerful. You're not pulling away. You're creating rhythm. Relationships that breathe are relationships that survive. She should never feel entitled to your attention. She should feel grateful for your presence. That shift creates real intimacy, because every moment together feels chosen, not forced. Let her imagination work for you. Give her space to come closer, not just physically but emotionally and mentally. That's how depth is formed. Number 6. Let her feel like she's unlocking you. Every woman wants to feel like she's the one who gets to see a version of you the world doesn't. This isn't about manipulation. This is about emotional access. When you let her feel like she's unlocking deeper parts of you, slowly, sincerely, and over time, it creates a bond that's incredibly hard to break. Start with the surface. Let her get to know your hobbies, your day-to-day thoughts. But over time, as trust builds, share something more personal. Maybe it's a dream you rarely speak about. Maybe it's a fear you've overcome. When you finally open that emotional door and say, "I don't usually talk about this, but I feel like you'd understand," she won't forget that moment. That feeling that you chose her to see a vulnerable side of you creates emotional pride in her. She feels special, not just liked or desired, but emotionally important. And that's the deepest form of intimacy you can give. It doesn't have to be dramatic. It just has to be real. Even saying, "I trust you," after opening up, reinforces that she has earned that place in your life. That's what women hold on to. That's what creates lasting emotional connection. So, if you truly want to build intimacy, stop trying to impress her. Inspire her curiosity. Let her wonder. Let her discover. Let her feel like she's slowly unlocking a rare and genuine part of you. Because when curiosity meets emotional safety, love begins to form, not on the surface, but at the core. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Drop a comment below and tell us which point spoke to you the most. And remember, your mystery is not what hides you, it's what invites her in.